It has been 1,723 days since you murdered my son, along with 16 other innocent students. My son, Scott, was the geography teacher and cross-country coach at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, which you heard all about from my husband. In spite of your desire to kill as many students as possible, Scott, realizing that you were in the school and on a killing rampage, he did what he had to in order to save the lives of as many students as he could as possible. He managed to save 31 students before you killed him. This is my son, Scott. I've had 15 days to ponder the jury's verdict, and I realized that the death penalty was way too easy for you. I learned that here in Florida, the average death penalty case takes 18 years from sentencing to execution. That means that I would probably be dead before you were executed. I will go forward knowing that you are going to a maximum security prison with other murderers, much tougher than you are. A prison where you will spend the rest of your miserable life having to look over your shoulder, worried about every single minute of your day, of your life, and scared out of your mind, fearful for someone to take you out. A prison where you will be other inmates' boy toy. A prison where your fellow prison inmates are just waiting to tear you apart, because from what I hear, child killers are highly frowned upon and hated in prison. You will look back at the time that you spent in the Broward County Jail and see it as it was a hotel compared to the prison where you are headed. As far as I'm concerned, real justice would be done if every family here were given a bullet and your AR-15, and we got to pick straws, and each one of us got to shoot one at a time at you, making sure that you felt every bit of it and your fear continued to mount until the last family member who pulled that last straw had the privilege of making sure that they killed you. That's real justice for you. I wish for you prison justice, since that cannot happen. And I welcome the day that I am told that you've been tortured and taken out for your cold-blooded, premeditated, calculated, heinous murders, because you deserve no less. Your notoriety is over today. You will no longer be anything but a number here. And I can tell you, I have never uttered your name, and I never will. To me, you'll always be the confessed, convicted Parkland murderer. I have one last request for the media, and this is definitely something that I would really like to have you take to heart. All of the media, not just the people who are here, all the media. Do not give this animal the notoriety he craves. Out of respect for the 17 families whose loved ones were murdered by this animal, an animal that continues to show no remorse, please do not use his name in your reporting ever again. Please refer to him of who he is, the confessed, convicted Parkland mass murderer. Please bear with me for a little longer. Promise not like Mike, I promise.
Okay. It's okay.
To the state's trial attorneys, Michael Satz, Carolyn McCann, Jeff Marcus, Nicole Chiappone, Stephen Klinger, Aaron Sabitsky, as well as your entire staff, including the victims' advocates. When we first began this case, you answered all my questions, and I had so many questions. You explained to me that this is the perfect death penalty case because I was not aware of what the difference really was with the death penalty or life in prison without parole. Mr. Sachs, you took the time and explained and promised me. You said, this is a very important case. The reason we go for the death penalty in this case is because you and your team wanted to make sure that it was not going to be just another mass shooting. You promised that the Parkland shooting case, every single one of our loved ones would be known by name, by face, who they were, their age. Nobody, if they ever heard Parkland again, would not know about every one of those loved ones that were murdered. You fulfilled your promise. For that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You kept your promise. The case that you all put on was flawless, okay? You proved every aggravating factor. Every one of you, from me, and I'm sure I speak for all the families, you were patient, you were supportive, you were kind, you were caring, you were in this with your hearts, you understood, you answered every single question, no matter what time in the middle of the night. We had all your cell phone numbers, okay? You became a family. You became a family to me, and you became a family to Michael. I cannot thank you enough. To you, Judge Shearer, thank you for handling this extraordinarily difficult trial in such a professional and compassionate manner. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. To everyone who can hear my voice or see me today, these are the names and faces I want you to remember. These are our loved ones who were murdered on February 14th, 2018. These are the innocent lives that we will remember and celebrate forever. Alyssa Alhadeff, 14. Martin Duque Anguiano, 14. Nicholas Dworet, 17. Aaron Feiss, 37. Jamie Guttenberg, 14. Chris Hickson, 49. Luke Hoyer, 15. Carol Loughran, 14. Gina Maltalto, 14. Joaquin Oliver, 17. Elena Petty, 14. Meadow Pollock, 18. Helena Ramsey, 17. Alex Schachter, 14. Carmen Centra, 16. Peter Wang, 15. My irreplaceable son, Scott Biegel, 35, who I will honor, cherish, and love for every day of the rest of my life. Thank you.
Can we have a short break, Your Honor?